Well, there's always a problem with scams out there, and one scam that definitely affects a lot of people, and that's the senior scams, because it can affect you along with your family, and that's where Malia comes in. How are you doing, Malia?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. You are with Consider It Done Seniors, and let's give a background about what you do before we talk about the scam stuff.
Okay, well, I'm a daily money manager, and I help seniors go through their mail, set up bill pays, dispute charges that they may have, and research for them.
And I'll tell you, this is such a great business to get a hold of, especially if you have grandma and, or even mom and dad who don't want the kids to deal with the finances and stuff, which usually happens, and that's where you step in, but you're keeping everybody in the loop of what's going on.
I try to do that the best that I can, respect my my client's privacy, but also let their family know what's going on, because their family usually has the best intentions for them, and they want to be able to help them later in life when those seniors aren't able to take care of themselves.
Yeah, and especially with mom and dad living out here and someone living in another state, that's great to have someone like you on board to help them with what's going on, because they come out to retire. But the big thing is, and I know personally about this because my mother has been called about it, but scams. And there's a lot, and the one scam we all know about is, they call up and go, hey, you know what, your son's in jail, or someone's been in a car accident, we need money from you. Those are kind of like, they catch on to those. But there's new ones that are happening, and you're telling me romance, different ones. So let's talk about some of these scams we're seeing.
Yeah, the FTC reported that because of COVID and isolation, that phone, internet, and email scams are on the rise. So there's the romance scams.
Yeah, what's the romance scams with seniors?
Well, they're still alive and they want to feel loved too. And so people reach out to them either on the phone or on the internet, because a lot of my seniors are now, they now have iPads, are now connected because of COVID. And so they reach out to them and they play with on their emotions, and they get them to send significant amounts of money to them in the hopes that they may meet.
Wow, that is wow. I mean, we hear about for younger people, but the seniors you kind of think about. And so one of the things, what other things are we seeing with the senior? Because I know you're saying the numbers are pretty much up again with what's happening.
The romance scams are up 696%, according to the FTC. Business scams are up 117%, and a lot of those scams were based around COVID. There were people that wanted to sell cleaning products that guaranteed to sanitize your home, different businesses like that. And then, of course, government scams. Government scams are up 82%. Social Security, Medicare, IRS fraud, and it was very hard for a lot of people to call these entities while they were closed. So they couldn't really get a resolution or get anything answered, so they ended up paying it or falling victim to the scam.
And that's where you come in your company, because you sit down and you know about all these scams, you're reading about them, you're there knowing, and that's why with your clients, you're able to sit down when one of them does call and go, hey, you know what, I just got this in the mail, and I need to send, $20,000 over to make sure that I keep my insurance. And you were telling me that there was a guy frauded out of how much money?
Out of 1.25 million.
Wow.
And the reason he was frauded is somebody got a hold of not his personal information, but his private information. They knew about some transactions that he had made on his bank record, and they were able to call and say they were a government agency and that he was involved in something fraudulent, and they basically scared him into giving up his life savings because he thought he was going to go to jail for something he didn't do.
So, and that's why, again, having someone like you in place helps people with that. Again, you can look through the mail, you can do things, because it's even confusing for me, but if I'm a senior citizen, I'm definitely going to be even more confused on what this fine print, especially when you get the mail in with your name on it, and it says urgent, or very important.
It looks so official.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody with a pretty decent printer nowadays and access to the internet can pull symbols off of, Maricopa County assessor and try to make their own paperwork look very official.
There it is. Where can people get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me by calling my office. They can call me at 623-850-0434. We would love to give them a packet on how to keep themselves safe and secure by freezing their credit, by having mail and harassing phone calls stop. I have a whole packet outlined for them, the steps that they can take themselves.
Perfect.
that.
Good. And we have information on aztv.com on how to get a hold of her website. So thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.